Hey horror fans, once again it is me, the Horror Miser Money G. It's time to do another tag video. Yes, this one is called the Top 10 Horror Subgenre Tag. Now, for this particular tag, I was tagged by Jason from HorroMetal. Yes, he tagged me in this video. I believe this tag was created by Jack's Production, if I got that name right. But Jason tagged me in this video, and it is basically a play on the top 10 film genre tag. I'll get that word right. But in this one, it's particularly horror, and basically we pick our favorite films from certain subgenres of horror, whether it's ghost, supernatural, vampire, slasher. You get the play what they're trying to do here. And so Jason tagged me in his video. So now here is my top 10 horror subgenre films. Now, of course, this is only my opinion, what I believe are the top films in each subgenre of horror. We begin with favorite torture horror film, or in the words called torture porn. For me, there's very few in this category. Obviously, you have Hostel and Hostel 2, but to me, I'm going to go with something that I saw in Sean Urshan's video, Saw 2. When it comes to this type of film as subgenre, I believe Saw 2 is the best in this film series, mainly because we get to see more of John Kramer's, aka Jigsaw's background. I like the back and forth between he has and along with Donnie Wahlberg's character. They have a good back and forth. I love all the traps in this particular film. Of course, the needle pit trap in that particular film. So when it comes to this particular aspect of subgenre, I'll have to go with Saw 2. The next one is favorite found footage film, and of course, because I have it right here, it is Cloverfield. Yes, I particularly love this particular found footage. I call it the best in the found footage horror film. Basically, it's shot by this dude named Hub. His best friend is supposed to be going away for Japan, and they have this going away party for him. But unfortunately, there seems to be this giant monster that's attacking New York. And they have to find a way to get around it. And of course, we have he's about to trying to rescue his girlfriend, or not girlfriend, but friend. I think her name is Olivia. I forget the name of the female character in the book, but very awesome found footage horror film. So found footage for me is Cloverfield. The next item is favorite science fiction horror film. Now, there are plenty of science fiction horror films, but if you're going to talk science fiction horror, you can't top Alien. I mean, you have anything that you want to have when it comes to sci-fi combined in horror is Alien. Obviously, you have the spaceship Nostromo. They wind up going onto this planet. They bring back an egg, and of course, it turns out to be an alien. And everything in the cast is great in this one. John Hurt, Sigourney Weaver, Yapakota. Everyone is great in this particular film. The atmosphere, the isolation, the whole ship, and of course that pesky alien just keeps killing everybody. So for a favorite sci-fi horror, will be Alien. The next one is favorite zombie film, and of course my favorite zombie film is Dawn of the Dead, or Dawn of the Dead, the remake by Zack Snyder. Yes, I think, and of course, everyone will say that I believe it was 28 days later that actually gave the concept maybe to this boy right here, where you have running zombies instead of just the lumbering, slow-pacing zombies that George A. Romero had throughout his zombie films. But I love what Zack Snyder did by making the zombies run. They create an element of danger, suspense, more deadlier. And of course, we had some nice characters. Ring James is in this one. Sarah Polley's in this one. And I believe, I can't remember the other guy's name. Jake Weber. Yeah, Jake Weber. He's in this one right here. But this is my favorite zombie film of all time, the Dawn of the Dead remake. The next one is favorite vampire film. Now, of course, everyone probably suspected I would choose any of the Hammer horror, the Hammer Dracula horror series, particularly Dracula Has Risen from the Grave. But I'm going to go a little bit different here and stick to modern times. And obviously, one of my best horror best vampire horror films is 30. Mainly because I enjoyed the concept of it. You have this town, Barrows, Alaska, very up high in the north, where at least 30 days they have potential night up there. And unfortunately, this group of vampires had decided to descend upon Barrow, and because, hey, look, you got 30 days of night, you don't have to worry about getting the sun up. So they attacked this town. And of course, you have the sheriff, Josh Hartnett, and his wife, Melissa George. They're there to protect the town against these vampires. I thought it was a very interesting choice. I like the vampires there in this particular one right there. I thought everyone's great. You got decent blood, decent kills. So one of my favorite vampire films of all time is 30 Days of Night. Next is a favorite werewolf movie. And I'm pretty sure everyone knows that my favorite werewolf film is The Howling. Yes, The Howling is one of my favorite werewolf horror movies of all time. Obviously, because not only the story, but obviously the werewolves. The werewolves look very authentic. Obviously, that excellent transformation scene that we see in that particular film. Obviously, have Elizabeth Brooke, who stars as Marsha Quest as the so-called leader of the werewolf groups. Yeah, one of my favorite English actors, Patrick McNee. He's in this particular one. And of course, you have, I think, Dee Wallace is in this one as well. Fantastic werewolf film. And of course, I know a lot of people will say American Werewolf London has the best transformation scene, but you cannot get past that transformation. It still holds up today when it comes to practical effects. And I wish most werewolf movies do practical effects from transformation. But favorite werewolf movie is The Howling. Next is a favorite foreign film horror picture. Now, I have a few favorites. One, obviously, will be Raw. Another one is Addiction. But I'm going to go with a controversial one, and that is High Tension. Yes, a lot of people do not like High Tension, not because of the aspects of the story, it's because of the so-called twist. They said the so-called twist kind of lay flat, but I guess when you take a look at the characters, the two main characters, Alex and Marie, we see all of a sudden they're going to spend some time at Alex's house with her family so they can do some studying. They're coming home away from college when they're attacked by this crazy guy and some gruesome ways too. And of course, obviously, that so-called twist. Now, I didn't have a problem with the twist. A lot of people had a problem with the twist, but for me, I didn't have a problem with it because it kind of makes sense when you look at the main characters between the relationship that Marie and Alex have. I won't go any further about that because I don't want to ruin the twist for people who have not seen it, but I'm pretty sure most people have. But that's just my opinion. So when it comes to favorite horror films, for me, it is High Tension. The next one is favorite ghost paranormal horror film, and for me, you can't get any better than the original The Conjuring. Yes, I love that particular horror picture. Mainly because of the performances of Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson as Edward and Lorraine Warren, the famous demologists back in the day. And I love the performances, though. I like the cast that they built around. I like the relationship that they both have with each other. You can tell that Ed and Lorraine really loved each other. I love the story. I love the haunting and the practical effects. It's very well directed by James Wan, and that's one of the reasons why I love The Conjuring so much. I simply cannot wait for the third one, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. So, favorite supernatural paranormal activity film, The Conjuring. And of course, why can't you not have a subgenre without slasher? So, favorite slasher film. Now, obviously, a lot of people probably go with either Freddy, Jason, or Michael. And that's obviously because without them, I believe without Michael or any of them, we wouldn't have so many slasher films. But I'm going to go off the beaten track on this one and not mention any of those three, even though everyone knows that Freddy is my favorite slasher film. I'm going to go with another one, and that is Happy Birthday to Me. Remember that one? The reason why I love this one because it starts automatically with someone getting killed by this unknown killer. And some of the deaths that take place are very horrific. There's this one that gets killed by a motorcycle. Another one gets stabbed by a shish kebab. And we think that it's one particular killer, but there's a twist. It's another particular killer. I won't mention who it is, but if you have not seen Happy Birthday to Me, please watch it. It is a very effective slasher. So for me, it is Happy Birthday to Me. And finally, we're going to come with favorite home invasion films. Now, There are two particular that come into mind. Obviously, when we take a look at home invasions, we think of The Strangers, which is pretty good, but I'm going to go with one that Sean said, and that is You're Next. Because when it comes to home invasion films, that's the tops. Mainly because I like the premise of the film. We had this family gathering, the first time they gather around, a nice big family, everything seems to be going nice and swell, and all of a sudden an arrow shoots in and kills this guy. And next you know, we see these guys coming in. I believe it's a ram, a sheep, and a wolf's mask on, and just killing the family. Barbara Crampton stars in this one as well. She's in this particular, but I believe it's the main protagonist or the final girl of this one. I think her name is Sharon Visitor. I think that's what her name is. She's the one that finds a way to stand up to the invaders. Come to find out that she used to live on a survivalist compound, so she knows how to set up certain traps. Because that's what she was taught. And she holds her own against the invaders. So when it comes to home invasion films, it is You're Next. So there you have it. That is my video for the top 10 subgenre horror films. My favorites. Again, these are my favorites. Now comes the time in this video I'm going to tag some people, and I'm going to tag obviously Jen and Christian from Jen Reviews in the Grave. You've been tagged. I'm going to tag Marty from the Trash Picture Show. You've been tagged, Marty, and my good friend Random Ross from Random Ross, and of course my good friends over at the Night Watch Zone. You guys have been tagged in this particular one, and of course if anybody else wants to do the tag, just let you know that you have been tagged by the Horror Miser Monty G, and I believe, and just make sure that you give Jack's production credit, because I believe he's the one that came up with this tag. So yeah, that's my video for the day, guys. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, like, and share, because it does help with the YouTube algorithm here. Also, if you're new here, please hit that subscriber button and ring that notification bell. That way you'll be notified anytime when I put a new video such as this one. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Monty G, and always remember that horror rules. I'll see you in my next video. I'm out.